Hi there and welcome back, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. My name is Amy and I have an unhealthy obsession with Formula 1. On today's agenda we are discussing the next race, Baku. Okay, so Baku is one of my favourite tracks on the entire calendar. Perhaps slightly controversial as it is a newish street track, not like some of my other favourites such as Spa or Brazil, but it is my ultimate favourite. We love her. Nonetheless, it is one of the ones I look forward to the most during the year, and a track that truly made me fall in love with F1. And the first time I watched an F1 race in full was a Baku race, so that's cool. So in this video, I wanted to go over a few crucial things to do with this track, the layout, some of the key moments, and what to look out for going into this weekend, particularly with the new sprint format that was announced literally yesterday. And it's race weekend, like, you had 3 weeks off, you couldn't give us more time to think about it? No, we're going straight into it? Okay. First off, the layout. So as I mentioned earlier, Baku is a street track, unlike any other. Not only does it have the tight, complex sections that show off the driver's skills during qualifying and the race, it also has great opportunities for overtaking, as well as a really long straight that sees the drivers reach incredible speeds. Let's look at the track in closer detail. The long straight leads into turn 1, a solid place for overtaking as the cars have just reached their top speed. The most overtakes do happen in sector 1, so that's turn 1 through to like 4 or 5, I believe, before the track narrows out and goes into the tight, twisty castle section. Yes, you heard me right, castle section. This thing is a castle, which makes for some absolutely beautiful images of the cars. This part of the circuit tests the drivers like in Monaco. It's tight, it's twisty, the walls are right there. You have to be on the limit, but not over it, otherwise, yeah, you're hitting the wall and that's it, race done. And finally, the lap ends as it began, with that long straight, which can provide some good overtaking opportunities for faster cars trying to cut through the pack, but on the other side, it also is good for slightly slower cars who might be quick in a fast line but slow in the corners, such as the Williams a few years ago. It was one of the slowest cars on the grid, but it was really fast and straight, so it was able to keep some of those traditionally faster cars behind. Baku is no stranger to some iconic and controversial moments that start in 2017. In 2017, we had an iconic moment from Daniel Ricciardo, who started 10th on the grid and overtook 3 cars into one corner. That's my guy. King of the late breakers, and that moment truly showed it. Also in 2017, you had Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton fighting it out for the win. When a safety car was called out, Lewis supposedly brake tested Vettel under the safety car, meaning he hit his brakes and Sebastian just went into the back of him a little bit. Anyway, it wasn't too serious as they were going under slower speeds. However, this didn't sit well with Seb, who decided to drive up alongside the Mercedes and bang tires with it. He did receive a penalty for that, obviously. I don't believe Lewis received one for brake testing him. If he did brake test him, I don't know. Now, 2018 was quite controversial, particularly for the Red Bulls, Daniel Ricciardo and Max Verstappen. Basically, it was a close race between the two. They were overtaking each other on track. Some kind of risky moves were being played. And then you get to the straight, where I believe Daniel was attempting to overtake Max into turn 1, but just rear-ended him instead, ending both of their races and causing a red flag. I think 2021 was perhaps the most chaotic race at Baku, with Lance Stroll's tyre blowing in the early stages of the race, and Max Verstappen having a similar fate during the last couple of laps. Apologies for my voice, I'm sick. Due to the debris and the position of the car, a red flag was called. Checo now led the race. So, with 2 laps to go, we had a restart, obviously. And obviously everybody expected Lewis Hamilton to get ahead of Checo off the line and win the race, securing a lot of points for the championship. And who knows, if he had done this, maybe he would have won. Just saying. But I feel like there's a lot of moments like that in 2021. Instead, he just kept on going at the first corner. Now, we later found out that this was due to something called brake magic, which essentially allowed him to heat up his brakes faster, meaning he would essentially get a better start. However, he forgot to turn it off, so he couldn't really steer properly and just, resulting in a beautiful, iconic scream from Mark Webber.
Lights out, and Perez immediately jumps across. Lewis Hamilton's going to get the lead. Lewis Hamilton takes it away, but he lost him, and he's lost it.
And of course, the king of the street circuits now, apparently, Perez winning, and Sebastian Vettel and Pierre Gasly on the podium. Iconic. And last year, 2022, was a very normal race by most races standards, and particularly by Baku standards. Boring. Other than the porpoising that was experienced by the drivers, that was like the main talking point of the weekend, particularly Lewis Hamilton getting out of the car like an old man. Now, going into this weekend, it is our first sprint race of 2023, and the FIA kindly announced yesterday that there's a change in the sprint formats for this year. Lovely, so my whole script doesn't count now. Okay, that's fine. Essentially, if you don't know by now, new sprint format for this year. Basically, on the Friday, we have free practice 1 and qualifying for the main race on Sunday. Now, on Saturday, we have sprint qualifying, which consists of, again, Q3, Q2, Q1, just shortened sessions, with Q1 only being 8 minutes, which, I don't know, it's in a bit of a weird place where you have time to do 1 lap, and you might be able to push 2 laps, but, like, it's a bit short for 2 laps, but it's also a bit long for 1 lap. Anyway, it's a whole thing. And basically that'll set the grid for the sprint race in the afternoon, which, so sprint qualifying replaces a free practice session, and then the sprint race will replace the usual qualifying, because qualifying's been moved to Friday. So we only have 1 practice session, which is good, because practice can be kind of boring, and it does provide more jeopardy for the teams, but I'm not going to be able to watch qualifying, which sucks. I'm going to be in class, and I don't know how much of my Saturday I want to give up, because I have things to do, but that's okay. This is the new format we're working with. So basically, the sprint race on the Saturday also no longer affects the race on Sunday, which is good in some ways. I mean, some drivers are going to send it a bit more, I think, but I think a lot of drivers are also going to send it a bit less, because you're not going to be able to gain anything from gaining those positions other than points, which are only given to the top 8. So if you're a lower down team, there isn't really much point, and it might end up being a bit of another practice session for them, but we will see. This is, again, entirely new format that hasn't been done before, so I'll give you my thoughts next week. And if you ask me, Baku is probably a really good place to hold a sprint event, considering those last 2 laps of the 2021 Grand Prix. That was kind of sprint race-esque. And Baku just delivers chaos every time we go there. So I'm expecting a bit of drama every day this weekend. So other than the sprint, a few teams are bringing upgrades as per usual. Most notably McLaren, who are bringing the first upgrade package of the whole season, and it's something they've been hyping up since pre-season testing. And I do hope it goes well for them. I am wearing a McLaren shirt in support. Yeah, it has been hyped as something that's going to bring them closer to the front pack. Will it work? Who knows? We shall see. Hopefully it does. Again, closer fight at the front. And I want to see the Papaya Boys do well. My man Oscar. And I'm wearing a Ricardo shirt, but finally, we haven't seen any major porpoising this season. That's thanks to new sort of floor regulations that were brought in last year. But Baku, if you're going to see it, it's the place you're going to see it on the straight. Again, thanks to them reaching the highest top speeds of the whole season pretty much. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. I don't know if it will happen, but again, we shall see. So, to recap. Baku, great layout. Baku, iconic moments. Baku, new sprint format. Baku, McLaren upgrades. And I'm excited. It's race week again. I'm happy. I've been going kind of mental here. I've been watching Formula E. I'm gonna make a video on that. But I've been watching Formula E. Okay, enough waffling. That brings this video to a wrap. If you liked it, then press that like button and subscribe for more F1 and motorsport related content. Comment down below if you are as excited for Baku as I am, and I will see you all in the next one. Laters!